Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Joyride Labs. This is the first video working on a pretty unique e-bike. I mean, there's tons of stuff out there in the market. I haven't seen anything quite like this, the Stealth Bomber Enduro mid-drive kind of style. I've done some custom fab to get it where it is, and I would love to show you all of that process. I just didn't film it, but from now on, I'm going to try and film what I have and what I'm doing, and keep you all up to date. If you're interested, you can watch along. So here it is. Okay, so this is the bike in its current state. There's kind of a lot to talk about. I'm just going to quickly mention what's unique and then get on to what I'm actually going to work on. So what makes this build a little unique is that it's that enduro e-bike style frame, like Stealth Bomber style enduro, but it's mid-drive. There's no hub, and there's not much really out there for this. So yeah, I'll talk more about the details. You can ask questions in the comments if you want to know more about the motor and all that, the controller. But currently I am needing to take the controller out. I take it out, I have a replacement coming. They sent it free of charge with no questions asked. And I'm going to also look at maybe modifying the frame so I can fit my battery in a different configuration. Currently it kind of sits like this and it comes up like here and down. Yeah, so that's what the project idea is for now. I'm gonna get the controller board out. All right, controller and electronics are out. So I've got my fuse, 200 amp controller, and this is just a 12 volt supply here. This has all come out. What I have left in the bike. This is my hall sensors, power, ground, and temp. Simple into the connection of the board. Obviously the phasing on the other side, I have this coming out. I think I have my on-off switch in here, analog 1 and 2 for my inputs, 1 throttle, 1 regen, and then what is this? I got it labeled controller switch, which I just have hardwired on currently. This is my battery. Part of this project is finding a better way for this battery to fit. Originally how I planned it was for it to be these are 3 segments, 1, 2, 3. Obviously 7 series in each, kind of coming up to 21. 6 PY, they're all moly cells. It didn't fit when I built it this way. I thought it would, but with the extra protection, I put like the cork protection and taping and all that I put around it, it just didn't kind of fit in the orientation I wanted. So I ended up bending one side up like this. And, you know, that served all right for now, but what it really does is restrict some of the space in here. It comes up like this and kind of dives in where I want my controllers, and I'd like to have more space in here. And I was hesitant at first to kind of make mods to the frame, but now I just have a bit more confidence and don't really care so much. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm quite close on my dimension here, but like this section of it is kind of getting in the way of the battery. So I think we're going to chop this out along here, change this panel orientation to come out more like this to kind of still provide support between the frame, and then hopefully the battery will fit, and that'll make it a lot easier for space and all that in here. Another hesitant piece I had in the past was I was using the stock side panels, which are like over here. See, this goes on left, on that side, looks kind of sleek. No, not so bad. It looks better on the bike. Maybe I'll insert some photos. But I already had to cut this side for the last motor orientation where the motor was down here. And I'm realizing I'm just going to make my own side panel. So it gives me a lot more freedom. I'm not beholden to the positioning of these bolts or where it gets thin here. So I'm going to make the battery fit and everything work how I want, and then just make side panels around all of that. I thought it was more work at first, but I think it isn't, and it gives me more freedom, blah, blah, blah. I also just want to do it. So that's kind of the plan. We're going to get in here, choppy chop, weldy weld, battery fitty. We'll have more space in here and hopefully less like conflicts with the motor and more space for all that. Okay, it's the next day. I kind of started a little bit. I realized I was being a little silly by trying to weld on the bike instead of just taking it apart. I thought it'd be a smaller job than it was, and that's all right. I think it's better and safer just to take the bike apart. So I've done that right to the frame. I have some other parts I want to get painted as well. Some mods I've done before, horizontal dropouts. And here's the frame. So that's the side we did yesterday. Put this out of the way. So that's done. This is what we added in, both sides, here and there. Just the frame sits like this for orientation. This is the mounting plate for the motor mount. Plate 1 is here. Bolts on, and then there's a plate that bolts on the motor that allows it to go in here and swivel. So you can see that maybe later when we're assembling. I'm gonna get back to work on the rest. All right, I guess it's time for a bit of a status update. So, done quite a bit of work on the frame. I decided to strip it down. I've put angle all the way around, so reinforcing the frame, hopefully negating some of the issues I was concerned about with the frame maybe snapping under some more serious loads. And then I've moved these uprights here. I cut out the old stuff in through here and put in, these are new uprights, just plate steel. Between my 1/8 inch angle up and down, and ultimately I have achieved my goal of making the battery fit. Whether I created some other issue, I guess I probably did, and I will find out what that is later. But for now, I think that's really it for most of the frame mods. I want to get to the battery, get that kind of reconfigured into the shape I like, and get some side plates kind of mocked up. So framework is done. I'm sure you saw a couple time lapses on that process. And yeah, that's what I got for you so far.